March 18. All that you do. Let all that you do be done with love. 1 Corinthians 16, verse 14. Look in a dictionary, and you will find that the definition of the word all is something like the whole of or the whole number of. It has been said many times that all means all, every single one, the whole amount, everything. Bible writers use words such as all very deliberately. When Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians 16 verse 14, let all that you do be done with love, he meant exactly what he said, everything. That's clearly a challenge for any believer in Jesus. When Paul said all, he must have included disciplining children, dealing with colleagues, interacting with a frazzled store employee, or reacting to a fiery, angry driver. Paul said that all of it must be done with love, always and at all times. It wouldn't take long for anyone to think of a time when Paul's encouragement was ignored. There are times when we just don't want to act in love, or when it seems the person or people we're dealing with don't deserve to be treated with love. And when we start using such words as all, not the majority of the time or under most circumstances, but all, it is easy to see the enormity of what Paul is saying. And, in all honesty, the impossibility of what he is saying. In all reality, who can do that? But this is why Paul's injunction is so encouraging. The God of the Bible doesn't ask us to do what we can't do. He asks us to follow him to do in us what we can't do in ourselves. Philippians 2:13 reminds us that it is God who works in you both to will and to do for his good pleasure. Paul wrote in Galatians 2 verse 20 that it is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. When we consent, surrender, yield our will to God, we give him permission to work out his perfect will and do for us what we could never do. When God says all, he means all. He means that if we allow him to do so, he will do all in our lives that needs to be done.